now. Oh, sweet. I actually timed that right. That's pretty cool. All right. That looks good. Pop that open. Hey, we actually got notifications. It's always a rare fun thing. Ooh, we already got a watcher. Oh, big time channel. How's everybody doing? I'm going through ads real quick. Do. All right. What's up, Crom? How's it going? Alrighty. What's up, Kenny? What's up, Crom? How you guys doing? Tomorrow's a big day, the MLB trade deadline. But for right now, we have football stuff to talk about. You know, before we get started, we have the first like 10 minutes like usual just to kind of bullshit. So, you know, as always, talk away, chit chat about whatever. Make sure you drop a like if you haven't already. Helps the stream out early on. Yeah, as you can see here on the right of the screen, you can kind of see like the last time's power list. Oh, it's August 1st. Oh, okay. Usually it's July 31st. So that's what kind of threw me off a little bit. Let me just look at something real quick. I'm just checking something. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cool. What's up, Alex? How's it going? Welcome. Just chilling, waiting for some more people to show in. No idea how busy we'll be tonight. Hopefully, you know, some people come in. This is a fun idea, good topic. It is a little bit of a weird change, but not a big deal. I think our list was really good last time with a few things that are debatable. Like we might have put the 49ers a little too high. I think we put the Vikings too high. I think we put the Titans a little bit too low. The Raiders might be too high. You know, just a few things to look at. Yeah, UFC was really good apparently last night. Everybody was is pretty fired up about it. Unfortunately, when I watch the fights, all I know is I could take them, so I'm not that impressed. No, I'm just kidding. The motherfuckers be hitting the shit out of each other, and I'm like, thank God I don't have those problems. Glad I grew up slightly normal. You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus. At this point, it's like, why would you go do that? You know you're just running into trained killers. But that means UFC's probably entering its like golden age soon, I would imagine. The whole generation of people that have been training in like the UFC style of fighting are about to hit the circuits. My nose is itchy. So that'd be pretty cool. The quality of the general athlete should increase when that happens. Because a lot of, you know, you got to remember a lot of what we're seeing is like the birth and infancy of like a whole ass, like, what's the word? Like a sports field. It's like probably akin to what like early baseball, football, hockey looked like. Yeah, they still have shit like the baddest motherfucker belt. Like that's how early UFC is in its development still, really, as like a sports league. It still feels like very fly by the seat, like you know, whatever happens, you can wing it. It's getting a little too big though. It's starting to, you know what I mean? Like there's that weird generational thing that'll happen where there was a bunch of people watching in like the early 2000s and late 2000s that then went into that field and started training not just in like one or two things of like mixed martial arts. They're doing everything they can in like a UFC like styled training. Like learning 5, 6, 7 different martial arts styles to and how to synthesize those into like a very good mixed martial arts style like of fighting. And those guys are about to start popping up. And I think that's going to be really good for the sport. I think you're starting to see those like people pop in, which is cool. Again, it's like, you know, the generation that grew up watching like the first people play football played it a little better because they kind of had an idea of what to do already. There was a basis on what to build off of, what to train for, what to like, you know, build the skills of. You're like, all right, so they do this in that league, so I should do this, this, and this. So when I become that age, I'm already ready to do that. Instead of being like fucking 30 and figuring out what the UFC is and trying to train in Brazilian jiu-jitsu really fast for a few years and you know, taking a wrestling and somewhat of a boxing, and now you're 1 or 2 years of Brazilian jiu-jitsu and trying to win some titles. It worked. It got the sport off the ground. It was really cool. But now we're gonna see like the cooler, more, you know, guys who'd fuck all these other people up pretty bad. Maybe minus like John Jones. I don't know. I don't know much about UFC. I'm just applying basic like sports evolution to it. Because what? When did UFC pop around? What's up, Jacob? When did UFC even come around? Like the 90s? Is that when it like started being like televised the way it was? I don't even know if the slider was invented 30 years into pro baseball. What's up, Flame Legend? How you doing, man? Jags fan? Okay. You know, I don't know why I didn't know what football team you were going to root for. Nice. They were a fun young team. That was a fun playoff game for them. Seeing Trevor Lawrence go through all the growing pains in one single playoff game was pretty fun. Quick learner. You guys like our previous list? We're using the same exact titlings for like the sides here. So we have best team gets their own slot. Great teams, just not as good as the best team. Really good teams, just not quite great yet. Then there's the always injured and massively underperforming expectations. Great young quarterback though. That's basically one team. We can move their spot up and down if we think they got a little bit better, but only one team gets to go in that spot. Mid-tier teams can still make the playoffs, maybe. Pretty much cannon fodder is the next one, but you know, not the worst teams. This was from just after the first week or so of free agency. What's up, Kevin? How many wins do you think Lions? 9-11. Did we beat the Chargers last year? Yeah, the Chiefs are a tough team. I just played with Rodgers and Madden 24. The Jets. Wait, Madden 24 is out? Thursday. I think I'm going to be working, but I'll go live after the game if I miss it. I have to work though. I think 2 to 10. Ugh. But I think the game starts at like 8:30, so I'll be able to cover like the end of it. Not a big deal. And then there's rebuilding, hard to judge. You know, these teams are kind of just like, you know. And then of course the very last tier is the Zach Wilson tier, and that's just where you don't want to be. That's a bad spot. Oh, Madden 23. Okay, yeah. Madden 24 is bringing a lot back to franchise mode, by the way. They're going to introduce training camp mode. They're going to have contract restructuring and a whole bunch of other interesting things. What else was it? Hold on. Basically, Madden is going as hard as possible. Let's see. Copy. Let's see what all they're bringing in. injury-prone draft prospects, new 99 club draft prospects, revamp progression and regression sliders, ability to do a snake fantasy draft, revamp free agent motivations, revamp weekly strategy, the ability to trade picks that are 2 years away instead of just one. Cooldowns and play call limits are now decided by the user instead of being the universal settings. Ooh, interesting. New uniform and team relocations, including out-of-country locations, trade difficulty slider. A lot of good stuff. Looks like they're going back to the 2005 Madden, because I remember all of these things used to be in 2005. What's that? Yeah, I'm actually very excited about training camp mode. I've never heard about that before. That's actually new. This is new. These two things are new. I'm not really sure what the fuck cooldowns and play call limits are. Is that why my plays suck if I run them too many times in a row? I'm out here spamming the same play, trying to beat somebody's ass, and it gets worse and worse. How many hours? Between 30 and 35, somewhere in that range. I don't know. We'll give it like 2 more minutes, and you guys want to get started? Should we set any anchors out? Like, do we just want to kind of all agree that we can just put Kansas City at the top, or do we think somebody else is like the new best team? I think it'd be a good idea to set anchors, and like put the easy ones out. Like, clearly we know who number one's going to be. They're the defending champions. It appears that they really didn't do anything. I asked what new Twitter name, Jacob. Burrow's not expected to miss any time, but if you think it's significant, we can talk about if it significantly impacts him to move him down a little bit. He's not going to miss any game time or regular season time anyway. What's up, Sean? So I think we can right away, like you guys were saying, we can put Arizona at the bottom in the Zach Wilson tier just to start it off. We'll get some primers in there. And then, of course, Kansas City at the top. So, like, just to kind of prime things, we can also go ahead and put the Chargers in their spot. Let's minus this out one more time. There we go. That way we can fit all the categories on the screen at the same time. Is that too small or is that good? Oh, the X symbol? Oh, yeah, X is a stupid name for a site, especially when you have a brand as recognizable as Twitter. Yeah, it is great news for Cincy. The best player in Arizona. No, they got some good players. Cards definitely bottom. Yeah, I think they're the 32nd ranked team to me right now. I don't know if my bottom tier list will change. Yeah, I wouldn't have changed the name of Twitter personally because it's very recognizable. But hey, he's made a lot of money off government subsidies, so hey, good for him. What is the Chargers tier? Oh, the Chargers tier is the always underperforming, always injured, and massively underperforming expectations. Great young quarterback though. Yeah, we can talk about it when we get to him. I don't disagree, Sean. Washington actually looked like, because now that we've seen a little bit of camp, we can use what we've seen in camp so far. So if a team looks really good in camp, make sure you bring that up if you've been paying attention, kind of looking at them and kind of like observing them. Dallas is going to be pretty good this year. As long as their line is better. Did Justin Fields get hurt? No, he's all right. Yeah, and the new owners. Yeah, that's true. I think we did preface this that if they got new owners, would put them in the rebuilding stage. Okay. I don't know how we want to do this. Do we just want to go in order as the teams pop in? So we start with the Eagles, or we could start with the Saints. I know. I think just doing random teams would cause chaos. Actually, we can just do random teams. I don't care. I think it would get you guys more involved. We can do the Giants first. Alrighty. So the New York Giants. We have them here last time, I believe. Yes, we did. We had them in the mid-tier teams. Can still make the playoffs. Maybe. I would still say they're just about here. And probably the king of this row, I would have to say. They have a pretty impressive situation developing on their hands from what I've seen in camp. They got Saquon back, so that's all secured up. Darren Waller has been a fucking absolute menace for that camp. I don't know if they belong up where like the Lions, Dolphins, Jaguars, and Cowboys are, but they're very close. I think if we do anything for alignment, they could bounce up and Minnesota bounces down, in my opinion. Like we can. I think the Giants are, again, they have a very good defense. Like their defense is going to be one of the top in the league again, probably this year, even better because I think they added some good pieces. And their camp has been very good. Yeah, and but the only thing holding them back a little bit is the fact that the Eagles and the Cowboys are so good. But again, I think the Giants are like very, very well put together. And I trust the coaching. I think we can all agree on the biggest mover on this. Yeah, when we get to him, we'll get to him. Who do you think that'll be, Sean? The Ravens? Yeah, the Ravens will be probably moving up quite a bit. Now that everything's kind of secured itself. Yeah, guys, by the way, look at where the Ravens are. How much farther do you think the Ravens are going to go up in this power rankings? You got to remember where they were. They didn't have Lamar. Everything was falling apart. Now look where they are. Actually, you know what? I want to do one team. Do you guys mind if I bring up a team? If that's okay? Minnesota. We had them as a really good team at this point because they still had everybody. You got to remember, at this point, they hadn't traded away their entire team. What's up, Ven? Now, look where we are. Minnesota looks like a mid team. All they got is that good receiver and Kirk Cousins and Alexander Madison. It's just like, when you look at like where they are now and where they were, where are we putting the Vikings? Well, they just re-signed him, but Odell Flowers dude, the Ravens were in an interesting spot last time we made this list. So do we move the Vikings out of the really good teams list? And do they go ahead of the Giants or behind them? I think, or do we not want to concern ourselves right now with where they sit in the list? Yeah, they just re-signed him and made it so they can't trade him. Yeah, they definitely don't. They don't get to go in the Chargers special tier. The always injured and massively underperforming expectations. Great young QE. That's one team. Are they better than the Giants? I don't think they get to say they are because of the playoff game. I think that's a fair sentiment to hold. I think due to the fact that the Giants did beat them in the playoffs, I think the Giants became a better football team this offseason. I think the Vikings have become a worse team. I think the Giants should be rated higher than them as we head into the preseason. I'm surprised we all agree on this. Holy shit. Oh yeah, there's no Vikings fans that watch this channel, really. The one guy he's like, wait a minute. Again, I'm borderline on the Giants getting moved up. Like I'm sitting on this like weird are they there? All right, let's do the Ravens next. I think they're a team we got kind of wrong in the first run. And then again, you guys just feel free to bring up whoever. We have the Ravens as a mid-tier team last time, which is a bad ranking. And Rodgers is going to be Russell Wilson of the Broncos. All right, for sure. YL? My cousin, who's a Vikings fan, saying they won't. Yeah, they're not going to. It's going to be a rough year. I'm friends with a lot of Vikings fans, too, and they're not very happy about this season. I'm pretty sure, the Ravens are a really good team. I don't think they're great. But again, remember the last time we did this, hold on, I'm going to keep them down there till we decide on something. The last time we did do this, the Ravens, again, as Sean pointed out, they didn't have Odell. They didn't have Zay Flowers. They didn't have Lamar guaranteed to be on the team. Moncta, they like the whole situation was like completely different. And now when you look at the Ravens, you're like, that might be one of the best teams in the AFC. Baltimore, yeah, it's between Baltimore and Cincinnati in that division. So I do think that the Ravens should be in at least really good. Because a lot of the things do depend on Zay Flowers. He's a rookie. He's looked really good in camp and in the offseason programs. But again, you know, it is, he could fail. Yeah, again, they do deal with some injuries. They could also go into the Chargers category, but no, they yeah, the UP is going to have a lot of Vikings fans because it's right next to the state. So do we all kind of agree they're a really good team? We just don't know if they're great yet due to the fact that we don't really know if Zay and the other rookies are. Baltimore doesn't really miss on rookies, so essentially we don't really have to worry about them not doing good. Because Baltimore kind of drafts like the Patriots do, but the one thing that Baltimore fucks up on, just like the Patriots, is the receiver position. They just misfire. Though I think Zay's going to be really good. I think they nailed the Zay Flowers pick. But again, I think that's where they belong. They're really good. I think they're borderlining great, but I don't know if they're better than some of the teams that might be ahead of them. Yeah, KC's the best team in football right now until someone beats them. Oh, you need the tier names? Okay, yeah, we'll give you guys a quick tier names reader because they're a little hard to read. The number one team is best team, gets their own spot. Then we have the great teams, just not as good as the best team. Really good teams, just not quite great yet. And then there's the special tier, always injured and massively underperforming expectations. Great young quarterback though, that's the Chargers. Mid-tier teams can still make the playoffs maybe. That's, you know, there's a good amount of teams here. Pretty much cannon fodder, but not the worst. Then we have rebuilding, very hard to judge, and the Zach Wilson tier. I think the Zach Wilson tier might be my funniest creation of all time. If anybody else does that on any other channel, I want you guys to immediately call their bitch ass out. Because that way, they should come and shout me out if they're going to steal my fucking joke. I'm just playing. But okay, so, and you guys can see where we're making changes. You guys all helped. Yeah, you guys all helped come up with the Chargers one. We were having a good time making these tiers up. But dude, the tier list did not look like this when it started. The names. Who do we want to do next? Jets looking to bring in a powerhouse. Dalvin Cook. Yeah, dude, Dalvin Cook. He's probably going to be a Jet. I've already assumed he's a Jet. And for this power rankings, we're just going to assume Dalvin Cook is a Jet. And that Zeke is a Patriot. Nah, Chiefs will be good. You want to do the Eagles? Okay. We'll grab the Eagles. Where do we think? Pretty much the same spot. Let's see. We have them as the third best team. So right now they're pretty much going to be in the exact same tier. I think the question for the Eagles comes when did they leapfrog the Bengals or did the Bills or somebody leapfrog them? Yeah, the Titans I want to talk about next too. That's a good one. So right now the Eagles are in a good spot. That'll be more interesting to talk about when we get to certain teams. And after the Titans, I kind of want to do the 49ers. Eagles kept the band of brothers all together. I got Philly winning the division. Yeah, same here. Yeah, Eagles are either a slot better and the Bengals go back one due to the fact that the Bengals will stumble out of the gate due to the Burrow missing camp again, which does hurt him. I mean, that's why the Bengals sucked to begin last year. They didn't have Burrow, and they had to like get all their timing down in regular camp or regular season. And that's bad. So, okay, we'll do the Titans. Ooh, we messed up on them last time. We had them in the rebuilding team. And that's because things didn't look so clear, but now things look a lot more clear. They added DeAndre Hopkins, so that means they're not rebuilding. So we have to immediately remove them from that category. So they either jump right into mid-tier teams or didn't. Okay, so we may have to add them to a certain spot. Um, follow along with me here. Or Derrick Henry. Tell me I'm wrong to put them in the same thing as the Titans or as the Chargers. How many injuries did the Titans have on their team 2 years ago? 90? Didn't last year, similar situation? Didn't Mike Vrabel win Coach of the Year because he started 90 guys, like 90 random dudes in and out of the season because of injury? I would have to say, and they've had big expectations the last 2 years, like winning the division, being a Super Bowl contender with Derrick Henry, like being like a good team. They're supposed to be one of the good teams in the AFC, and they've underperformed those massive expectations every fucking step of the way. And it's been because they've been injured. That's why I'd put them behind the Chargers. And I think you could put them in this list because they're not supposed to be bad. I have the 49ers winning the division with Dark Horse Debo and Purdy going fire mode. Is Purdy even playing this year? Like, when's he expected to be back with his UCL? Yeah, we'll see what the situation. Where do we want to put the Titans? Do we think that they're in the right spot or no? I see Ven's like, yeah, I pretty much like that. Ven's like, that's a really smart put. The way Ven's just typing yes and yeah, I'm just like, Ven's sitting there just going like this right now. Chargers and Titans as good but underperforming teams. But it's due to injury. It's like a very specific reason why these two teams are underperforming. I don't think Purdy's back yet, is he? Oh, yeah, we using the Redskins. Oh, I didn't even notice. God damn it. If Purdy's back, then I don't know if we're moving the 49ers, but okay, hold on. Oh, we'll see. Is that real about JT? Yeah, JT is, he requested a trade. Jim Irsay said, fuck no, we're not trading you, and now he's going on the no football list. Injures. Oh. Do you think the shorter is funnier, or do you think the longer titling is funnier? I think the very specific things are funnier. Like, it's like always injured and massively underperforming expectations. Great young quarterback though, or Derrick Henry. So like you don't even have to read. Like, you don't even have to see the two teams. Like, who are, yeah, that's the point. This is supposed to be a really ridiculous size list because I don't really like tier lists. Like, like you don't even, I just can describe this list name and you know exactly what two teams I'm talking about. If I say always injured, you're like, oh, that's the Chargers and Titans. Underperforming massive expectations. Bingo, bingo. Great young quarterback. Fucking Justin Herbert rules. Or Derrick Henry. Oh, it's the Titans too. Like, plus, like, if it was if I was, it's your birthday though, Ven. So I want to give the any other one you can change. Not this one. This is the one I'm the most proud of. I'm sorry. Mainly, I just don't want to put the Titans in mid because I think if their quarterback situation is good, I do think that they would be actually a really good team. Like, if Tannehill plays good this year and the line's good, they should actually be a good football team. The bottom of the good teams. But what's up, Jadis? No, we haven't done your team. Who was the next team I wanted to do after the... Are we good with the Titans there? Yeah, it's Fenn's birthday, guys. He's 24. Getting old as shit. He's almost as old as I am. I know, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Next time we can mix things up. This is a direct response to everything. You guys want to do Steelers next? I was going to do the 49ers next. Did Flame ask for one specifically? Yeah, I think the Niners was the one that came up next. And they're very high on our you can see our previous list to the right of me above my head. No, we're gonna listen to your guys. I have your guys' stuff. It'll go 49ers, Steelers, Bengals, and Packers. Those are the teams in the gun. If you guys listen, you guys make the picks. I'll fucking just put the teams up. All right. So the 49ers situation. We don't know what the quarterback situation is. We thought this would be a little bit more cleared up when we made this list. Oh yeah, we put them. Oh yeah, no, we did, Jadis. I forgot you're an Eagles fan. I thought you were a Lions fan. Yeah, we have the Eagles. We're not sure if they're going to be 2 or 3 yet. Yeah, I don't want to drop the Chargers down there. That gets to be too many teams. Then I have to add in but also a great defense, and then it gets too many. I think they would be in at least a really good tier because, again, their defense is still going to be probably number 1 in football. They're still going to be able to run the shit out of the ball with all their players. It's just the quarterback situation is so damn bad over there. I don't even know who the fuck's starting. Yeah, and right now when I look at the 49ers, are they better than the Bills, the Jets? No. The Dolphins? No. The Lions? I think they're no longer a great team. I still think they're really good. But I think the real question for us right now is, are they better than the Ravens? Whose season do you feel better about right now? Where the Ravens are sitting or where 49ers sit? A lot of people, I still like the 49ers. I still think they're a very, very good team. But are they better than Baltimore right now? Put the Lions where you put the Giants because Vikings, Lions don't have. Well, we're still getting things put around. We're getting there, Jadis. 49ers are still up to their expectation with the balance and the QB situation worked. Yeah, you guys like the so we're kind of thinking 49ers over Baltimore. Okay. Hey, this is we'll do that. I can put them up over them. So right now, this would be the accurate way to put our list because I think this is the right way to order teams. I think we should order them a little bit as we go along. So that way we don't have to spend 30 minutes trying to figure out who goes where. So this is kind of starting to take some shape. I don't really disagree with that right now. I'm very skeptical about the 49ers and the quarterback situation, but it seems like everybody's kind of on the similar wavelength on that. I do think very quickly this will change for people though. Because in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, that quarterback situation could be fucking destitute in San Fran. I don't think there's a real Alan Diggs issue, if I'm being completely honest. I don't think the issue is actually with Josh Allen. I think it's with Ken Dorsey, more so than Josh Allen. Oh shit, Mike, are you on a burner? What's up though, man? I like that Mike has a burner that he goes around. Jonathan Taylor just said never had back pain, never reported back pain. Not sure who sources are, but fine. New. Oh shit. So Jonathan Taylor now is disputing that he's not injured, and they're just putting him on the NFI list for no reason. This is getting good, dude. This is getting good. Taylor's going to sign with Indy's rival, man. Oh, this is going to be fucking brutal. He's going to sign right with the Patriots. We're about to get Jonathan Taylor. That's what this means. Oh, because if there's one thing Jim Irsay hates more than anything, it's the motherfucking Patriots. Mike, we might actually get Jonathan Taylor at the end of this. If he really wants to score in that fucking team. Oh. His arch enemy, fucking Robert Kraft, gets him for cheap. Anyway, let's get back into what we got to talk about here. I think we're going to do the Steelers next, right? Where do we have them last time? Mid-tier team. Okay, where do we... Oh, shit, where'd they go? All right, so what are we thinking here? Are they still a mid-tier team? Zeke would go could go to the Patriots. We're running this with the assumption that Zeke is going to sign with the Patriots and that Cook is going to sign with the Jets. It kind of indicates that they're both going to. I'm very happy to see Zeke possibly. What's up, Mike? Welcome back. I mean, it's a repeating pattern with Pittsburgh. They always beat the odds, and I think if we're a year, you think you're about a year away from being a Super Bowl contender, possibly. It's interesting because year 2, I think, is a tough year for a quarterback. The league has full tape on you, and they're all ready for you. Like you're not surprising anybody with anything Paquette can do, unless he just became an absolute monster and can do new things. Now he has to adjust to the league that is adjusting to him, and that's why year 2 always sucks. But I do think Paquette has showed similar things I've seen in a good young quarterbacks. He seems like he's going to be all right. So, that's fine. I don't know if they're above where I don't know if we rank them higher. I don't think they're a really great team or a really good team quite yet. Yeah, I don't like that they kept Matt Canada. I think that was kind of a poor decision going forward. I don't know why they did that. You've seen what bad offensive coordinators do to teams. Steelers will be slightly better than last year, but the record will probably be the same. Steelers are close to competing, but I would kind of not move you guys. Personally, I think Minnesota's still a little bit of a better team. Like, I would be a bit surprised if you guys jumped up and just started beating on teams. Like, if you guys finished with 11 wins, I'd be very surprised. If Minnesota finished with 10 or 11 wins, I wouldn't be surprised. Do you get the difference there? Like, if the Giants win 10 or 11, I wouldn't be surprised. But if the Steelers won 10 or 11, I'd be like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? Yeah, they're literally in one of the toughest divisions in football in the AFC North. I think they're appropriate where they're at. They may even have somebody go ahead of them, but I highly doubt it. Like the Patriots, but we'll get to them when we get to them. All right. A very interesting football team. Where are you? Where did we have them last time? Well, we threw their asses into cannon fodder. We didn't even give them the rebuilding candidate. Maybe a little cruel, maybe a little mean. Wait, what do you not like about the Steelers? No, because I don't like their coach. The problem with the Browns, to me, is Kevin Stefanski. For example, you know how many fights Travis Kelce's been in training camp? I think he's been in like 3 or 4 fights. I want to talk about this for a second really quick. Oh, you were thinking about putting you guys there? Jesus, at cannon fodder and not even rebuilding? All right, I'd like to hear why. Well, I mean, they're not acting like they're rebuilding. If the Packers would just say they're rebuilding, they'd get the rebuilding credit. They clearly are, but they're like, no, we're competing this year. And it's like, if you're going to compete with that fucking team, you're cannon fodder. Kelce was in like fucking 4 fights. And you know how many times that how many gassers do you think Andy Reid made the team run? The whole team run because of it. You see how many I'm holding up? That's how many gassers the Chiefs as a team had to run. None. 0. I don't know what he did with Kelce. I think he talked to Kelce like, hey, man, could you stop fighting, please? Because we have work to do. That's how you handle that. The Browns got into 2 fights today. And their dipshit fucking coach. You know what he made full-grown men do? Full-grown NFL players? He literally made them people run gassers. Oh, remember when Joe Judge did that and the entire fucking NFL media tore his ass up for doing that? And players started speaking out about how disrespectful that shit is? Because it's retarded. Why is he doing that? Like, what is the kicker running too? What the fuck is the kicker doing running? It wasn't gassers, but it's not like the whole team. It would be like individual punishment. Hey, take a lap. That's a little different. You do gasser real quick. That's a little different. Punish the individual, not the whole. I seen the fucking kicker running gassers for the Browns. What if he gets a shin splint and you just ruined your fucking kicker's leg because you were out here being fucking JV coach of the year, I guess. Good God, they need to. I literally, if I was an owner and I walked out onto the field during training camp and I seen my team running gassers and I went up to the coach and I said, "Hey, why are my $1 million men out here running gassers like middle schoolers? They better have done something so fucking egregious that like I can't even begin to speak about what it was. They had to beat up somebody that wasn't on the team. They got into a fist fight, sir." Like they just threw punches at each other? Yup. It's 90 degrees. They're a little pissed off. What? Sorry, I really hate when I really, really, really hate when coaches do gay shit like that. To me, that just shows they're about to be fired. Whenever I see a coach making their team run gassers, that means they've lost control of that fucking team and they don't know how to get it back. And now they're just punishing motherfuckers. Joe Judge was doing this shit on his last fat breath out of New York. It's very stupid to do this because you know what you do? You lose the locker room really quickly unless the Browns as a football team agreed to this in the locker room with Stefanski before the season started. If that makes sense, right? Like if the Browns players were like, "Hey, if we fuck up, we voted as a team that you can make us do gassers, you can make us do physical physical punishment. You can do that to us. You can make us run. You can make us do up downs. You can make us gas out a little bit. You can do. We voted as a team, and you can do that. If that's the case, then I retract everything I just said. Because hey, maybe the Browns as a team were like, we lack a lot of discipline. We need to be yelled at when we fuck up. Can you do that for us, coach? And coach is like, no problem. Like if that's the case, then yeah, I don't mind it. But most teams don't do that. Like I don't even think the Patriots have ever done that. They'll just sit you on the bench if you fuck up too much. They'll be like, just sit down. Literally, just sit them down for a few plays and let them calm the fuck down. Sorry, I really hate weird discipline shit because the NFL isn't really like you're playing on a team. It's like a literal business. You're business partners. Could you imagine if you were in a business agreement and like they tried to punish you? You'd be like, all right, I'm done with this. Jesus Christ, this is disrespectful. What do I think about your take? All right, sorry. Back on track now. If the Packers make the playoffs, I think Matt LaFleur, he could be a candidate. It's going to be very hard if the Lions make the playoffs and win the division for Dan Campbell not to get Coach of the Year, though. Going 45, so Kelsey made him stop. Yeah, Kelsey is supposed to be doing leadership shit, and he got called out by Reed. Reed said, hey, I know, like, Kelsey's doing, like, weird leadership shit, but it's, like, rubbing players in a wrong way. So Reed went and talked to him and made sure to, like, hey, you have to be a lot more professional because you're supposed to be, like, setting an example for the team, not getting into fistfights because you're feeling disrespected. Yeah, Kelsey's being a prick a little bit. He's doing the right thing because, again, he is, like, the leader of that team, one of them. And he obviously is trying to set the culture to be in the right way, but you can do that in a completely more respectful way. Kelsey's just trying to be Gronk so fucking bad, and it's not. It just isn't. The next NFL coach to be fired? There's a long list of people. Not that long. Stefanski, I think, is like on the hottest seat, though. I do actually think Stefanski will get fired. Are we cool with the Packers here? Yeah, Ron Rivera, Stefanski. That for right now, that's about it. Staley, nah, they made the playoffs last year. And Staley's super young, and he improved as a coach from the start of last year to the end. He was actually doing good decisions by the end of last year. I think Staley gets a bad, like, I was very hard on Staley. Our defense should carry, but Joe Barry, yeah. If anything, as we go along, maybe we can move the Packers up a little bit. And if they just would openly say they're rebuilding. Yeah, he does. I think you guys will be a little bit better. I think you guys are the best team in this line if you stay there. Because again, I don't think your camp has looked bad. Jordan Love's looked really sharp. Watson's looked good. They seem to have a very crispy connection to one another. That's a very assuring thing. Like, things don't look that bad. I may be open to putting them up into the mid. Because there is one team I'm moving out of the mid. Fuck the team we're going to... fuck them when we get to them. The Bengals, I think somebody said next, right? Yeah, Steelers wanted to do Bengals. I think we've talked enough about. They might get moved up. Yeah, Bengals. They're clearly going to be in the great team category. There's nothing about them that says they're not in that category. But it's, do they stay as high as where they are? We know Burrow has the calf problem. He's probably going to miss the entire preseason, if not 2 weeks of the preseason. So he's going to miss like basically the entire preseason again. And we've seen what happened last year and the year before. The Bengals start very slow, even if Burrow does start with them. When Burrow doesn't play in the preseason, they start like a fucking crawl to begin the year. And then they turn really good. So we know that they're going to be a great team. It's just, are they going to start slow and look kind of bad again like they did last year? Probably. Yeah, I think they said Bryce Young starting. They did the 2023 updated logos. The logos look way better on this list. I'm going to be honest. They look way better on the new one that I found. It's way cleaner. So I think for right now, I do see the Eagles as better than them. Mainly because I do think they're going to start the year. And as everything sits right now, Burrow is technically out. So, and I like everything they, I feel like they kind of were just neutral when they built their team. Like, they didn't do a bunch of shit that made me go, wow. But they also didn't make me question, but they got rid of some of their safeties that I didn't really like that. But they have a bunch of, they did neutral movement. So it's kind of like, there's where the Bengals go. Lions, okay. Here's a fun one. They're definitely in this category. Are they the second best team in the NFC right now? It's a fun thing to think about right now. They have some of the best odds to win their division in the entire NFL at like +1. I think it's dropped to like +160. Like, that's how low it is, or high, like how thing it is. They do get very unlucky, but this is the new Lions. They've since added Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Brian Branch. What else did they add following the draft? Dude, they got way better. I don't even know how the fuck they pulled off what they pulled off, but they just seem like they're not going to be able to be stopped on offense. Detroit's favored to win the North by like a significant, almost everybody with a brain, they're like, this is the easiest pick ever for that division. I wouldn't even know if it's a miracle, man. They were beating the fuck out of teams. It's literally like their defense sucked. They were scoring 35 points a game on almost every game to start the season last year. If you remember, what'd they do? Like, dating back to the year prior, they went on like a 10-game streak where they scored 30 or more points. Even when they were losing, they were scoring a ton of points. But it's their defense that was just completely shitting the bed. Yeah, but then like they fired one of their secondary coaches and like got the shit beat out of them by the Patriots, and then like they're like, all right, it can't get any worse. Then they lost to Dallas in a very bad way the following week, almost the same score. They're like, all right, it can't get any worse. And they almost upset Miami and Buffalo, and then they just like never lost again. It was fucking insanity. I think it was because their defense got better, and like they have a very young defense that got started playing good. And I think they made some pretty good additions with Emmanuel Mosley. They've added in Cam Sutton. They've added in Brian Branch. I think those are significant additions to their secondary. Plus, we're going to see Kirby Joseph as a second year, Tracy Walker fully healthy. I don't know, Jerry Jacobs. That's a good secondary objectively. Like Jack Campbell seems like he could be a D-Roy candidate for the NFC. Interesting. Where do we want to put them? Do we think are they the best of the really good teams? Or at least ahead of the 49ers? Because that's the real question, right? They're in the right category, I think. I don't think they're good enough to be in the great teams yet, because they're very young. That's one of the truths about the Lions. Almost all their starters, other than like Jared Goff, are in year 2 or year 3. Their line is like a good aged veterans. But everybody else is like year 2. Like Hutchinson, James Houston, Malcolm Rodriguez, Kirby Joseph, Jerry Jacobs. All the rookies are going to be starting. Brian Brandt. Like those are all like year 2 or year 3 players. Yeah, they're clearly one of the top 3 teams in the NFC. And I think right now, due to the 49ers quarterback situation, I think the Lions are a little better. Gibbs and David Montgomery. Very good duo. Very good play. That's a very good combo. Plus, they also have this guy, Curtis Jackson, who's a fucking monster in the backfield, who's going to get a lot of touches. I think it's Curtis Jackson, right? Like 50 Cent's name. Kevin would know. What's that guy's name that you guys use a lot? He was your third running back last year. I think they kept him, and I think they intend to. Wow, we have 16 likes on this. Holy shit. Thank you, guys. 64 views. That's awesome. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, Gibbs is going to be a fucking problem. Lions are so set. They draft so well, dude. You got to be... I'm so happy for Lions fans for once. Okay. Who did we say next? Let's see. Oh, we didn't see anybody next. Yeah, he it depends just, how you see draft value. I personally don't care about draft value. I never have. You know how cool it was to hear like an actual NFL coach say they don't give a fuck about draft value or position like I do. And like they happen to also be the Lions, who drafted 5 or 6 players that would be first rounders in last year's redraft. Like if you look at the Lions draft last year, they drafted 5 guys, 100% that would be first rounders in a redraft. This year, who knows? Like, and they have the same mindset I do. I don't. What is draft value? No, not Tom Kennedy. I'm not talking about Tom Kennedy. I'm talking about a running back. Tom Kennedy doesn't play running back, and he's not a black guy that wears like 32. I don't think that's Tom Kennedy. I don't remember Tom being a brother, but I remember Tom being looking like Tom Grossi almost. I think Tom Grossi was a big fan of Tom Kennedy for whatever reason. Okay, anyway. Let's move on. Let's get back on track here. We kind of got sidetracked. Kind of want to move a team down. We've been kind of giving a lot of love recently. The Raiders. Oh, by the way, we may have a new worst team in the league right now. I kind of feel no respect towards a certain team. Yeah, Mike posted that in the Discord. Oh, that's probably where you've seen it. Never had back pain. Never had a reported back pain. Wonder who the sources are. They need to get new ones. Ugh. Dude, yeah, no, that situation in Indy is it's getting worse and worse and worse. What's up, Daniel? How you doing? Well, we're gonna have a new worst team You know what? Fuck them. They don't have Jonathan Taylor. Their offense is going to be garbage. They were led by a complete fucking drug addict or alleged. Fuck, stupid fucking Jim Irsay. They're the worst team right now. They have the worst owner, and he's next. Can't wait till he loses the team too. What about the Raiders? Damn, the stream's starting to slow down pretty bad. Yeah, but they are gonna be bad. Look what they're doing to JT right now. Fuck them. I stand in solidarity with the players. We only put the Commanders in the fucking Zach Wilson tier because of fucking Dan Snyder. We all agreed that the fucking Commanders may even be a mid-tier team. Like, if I remember right, we all agreed the Commanders have like one of the top 10 defenses in football and the pieces that make up a somewhat okay offense. But we were just being dicks. Because in no world is the Commanders actually as bad as the other three teams in that tier. They would fucking destroy those three teams. Maybe. Yeah, the Colts are bad. Like, they depend very heavily on Jonathan Taylor. Without him, I think their team is going to be very bad this year. I get putting them in rebuilding, but they don't get to go up after what they've been up to lately. Jim Irsay basically saying he doesn't give a fuck if a player dies, no one will miss him. Yeah, nah, we're not going to put him in the list. He's the worst guy now. Jim Irsay like legitimately said it doesn't matter if anyone dies in this league, no one's going to miss them. Yeah, the Colts are a garbage team. Who the fuck cares if they don't have JT? What the fuck? Oh no. Their no receivers are going to beat us. Ooh, gotta watch out for the ghost of Marvin Harrison. Jim Irsay literally said it doesn't matter if I died or if Jonathan Taylor disappears. No one's gonna miss us if we die. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, yeah, Irsay is back on. It seems like Irsay's fucking around again. I don't know what he's up to, but it seems like he's back on drugs. I don't have any proof of that. I'm just speculating. If he is, I hope he gets help because he's a very old man. I hope he's not fucking around with fucking dope. He's like, dude, you're too old, Jim. What are you doing? You gotta hang that shit up, brother. I think you're fucking off the shit again. All right, let's move on to the Raiders, though. Where are we putting them? We had them in the mid tier. We had them very high rated. Because at the time, they still had Derek Carr, I believe. Things weren't so destitute. I think we were, I think Josh Jacobs was still on the team. Things were a little rocky, but it wasn't, he's basically just not going to show up. So now what? Are they bad now? Are they in the fucking Zach Wilson tier? Because fucking, I think their number one receiver is Jacoby Myers right now. They got rid of fucking Darren Waller. He's gone. That's happened since then. Josh Jacobs may not be there. Derek Carr is gone. They got Jimmy G, Jacoby Myers, and Josh McDaniels. That's not a lot of weapons there. If anything, if the Raiders stay in this tier, or I think the Raiders are cannon fodder now. To be fair, I don't think their defense being pretty solid, I don't think that's enough to save this team. I think they're bad secondaries. I think they have bad special teams as well. I think they're worse than the Packers, to be honest. At least the Packers, you can kind of see like what they're trying to develop on offense. They have Aaron Jones, they have Tim Dillon, they've AJ Dillon. They've actually have like pieces and things that could work. They have a decent young receiver in Christian Watson. It's not as destitute as the Raiders team. Irsay's daughter, yeah, probably. It's about time anyway. That dude needs to step away. He's losing touch. I'd say the same thing if Robert Kraft was losing his mind too. All right, I think it's about time we tackle. Oh, we'll save the best for last. Yeah, we'll do these guys. Why not? This is what tier we had them in last time. I think we had anticipated them getting Aaron Rodgers, so we just threw him up there. Now they got him. They've added in about 1 billion other players. They're gonna have Dalvin Cook. We're assuming that they have him. Yeah, Kraft will get in the Hall of Fame, the first ballot. He's done a lot more for the NFL than just win a lot of Super Bowls. He's been very important for the growth of the game, especially in the international work he's done. He had very good international relations prior to becoming an NFL owner, and he's leveraged those to help build the NFL as a brand internationally. He's very important for that. I think he's also on. Yeah, I think he like leads the NFL Foreign Games Committee or something like that. Yeah, Tom Coughlin I'll get into. You throw them in the Zach Wilson tier. I agree they should go in the Zach Wilson tier, but we can make some adjustments as we get through the teams. All right, the Jets. Where do we see these guys? Are they still in this tier? They haven't gotten any worse. On paper, they've actually gotten better, especially with the addition to Dalvin Cook. The receiving core looks really good. Is there any argument that they should be lower than the Bengals? Bengals should be higher. They should be higher than Cincinnati. They're nowhere near the Eagles. It could be. Again, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, so you guys kind of have to do some lifting here. Don't be afraid to say what you think of the Jets. I'm not going to judge you. I personally, if this was just mine, I'd have them at 32. But I'm not trying to put your guys' names down like that. Yeah, it's the same thing. I don't think it's going to produce shit, but it's on paper. It's really, really good. Like, everything they have works. Like, they have good receivers. We know that all the receivers that they have are good. Garrett Wilson had 1,000 yards with Zach Wilson and fucking Mike White and Joe Flacco. I get what you mean, Ben. You mean against Denver? It'll be really funny. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers is talking all this crazy shit, by the way. So have you guys heard of the ongoing drama between the fucking Packers and Broncos? So it started with Sean Payton basically talking shit about, we talked about this, Sean Payton talking shit about, it's evolved since the last time we talked about it. He was just kind of shit talking, just kind of talking to a reporter. He said everything's going to be completely different here than last year. They don't have the worst fucking coach in the NFL anymore. And then, Salah fired back first and said basically, hey, we know Sean's track record. He's going to say what he's going to say. No comment, basically. And then Sean Payton came back and was like, you know what? I have to remember that I'm not on TV anymore. I shouldn't be trying to generate like buzzworthy headlines and trying to generate attention for something. I have to be a little bit calmer and not, yeah, no, Ven, exactly. That's exactly what fucking, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Aaron Rodgers needs to shut the fuck up. I don't think he realizes who he's talking. Why do you think that the fucking head coach went, we're not going to say anything about Sean Payton. We're just going to be quiet. We know his reputation. Do you think that means he respects him as a football coach? No, he knows what Sean Payton did down in fucking New Orleans that one year. Don't do that. What does he do? Why would you talk shit back to this fucking crazy man? This was his response after everybody kind of freaked out and was like, what the fuck was that? He's like, my fault. I was doing what I did on the media. I was just being bombastic. My apologies. I shouldn't have said that out loud. It's like, and then Aaron Rodgers got involved today with the most unthreatening, Aaron Rodgers, by the way, just sounds very unintimidating. Like, he's like, keep my coach's name out of your freaking mouth. And it's just like, dude, how are you? No one's afraid of you. Like, what? You could have like put some bass in your voice, you fucking pussy. Anyway, so Aaron Rodgers basically said that he shouldn't talk shit about Sean Payton has no room to talk it, and he should keep his coach's name out of his mouth, basically, kind of like in the vein of Will Smith. And all I'm thinking is Aaron Rodgers has just made one of the worst mistakes I think any player's ever made. Sean Payton straight up did Bountygate. He used to pay players money to hurt people. Why would you, if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're 40 years old, why would he do that? Now Sean's going to fucking hurt him. That's right. Why do you think no one ever talks back to Sean Payton? No one ever talks shit about Sean Payton. Players don't really say shit about him. Everybody tiptoes on eggshells around that crazy motherfucker Sean Payton because he pays players to hurt people. He was still doing that after Bountygate. They just probably did it very quietly because the Saints hurt people. That's what they did with Sean Payton the entire time he was there. Right. I feel kind of bad for Aaron because he's about to get the fuck beat out of him in Denver. Dude, yeah, like Aaron's really trying to go out just like his fucking daddy Aaron did. And I bet you Sean's been calling him on like private numbers. Hey, who is this? Who is this? Don't worry about who it is, pussy. You're going out just like your daddy Favre did. Fuck you. Click. And he's like, what does that mean? And then a call comes in. It means that we're going to fuck you up in the fucking... And he hangs up on him again. That's what, and fucking Aaron's just standing there kind of scared on a bunch of fucking drugs. Fucking crackhead. I need to go back into a dark shed. I'm freaked out. He calls up the police. He calls up Salah. Someone keeps calling me and telling me they're going to do me like they did Favre. What does that mean? And Salah's like, oh, no. If time is a flat circle, Sean Payton's going to end the career. It's going good, Chase. How's it going, man? If time is a flat circle, do you know how funny it would be if Sean Payton beating the shit out of Brett Favre ends his career, like how it ended Favre's career? What's up, JJ? How you doing too, buddy? And wouldn't it be really fucking poetic if the Broncos under Sean Payton and Aaron Rodgers' career? Isn't there perfect symmetry and some shit like that almost? Like it's terrible, but it's almost like this beautiful symmetry. I can't describe it. It's like a beautiful symmetry, and I really appreciate that. Not that their careers ended due to injury, but where do we put the Jets? Are they better than the Bengals? Do we think right now or nah? They haven't really. They still got to prove it. I still think they're not because I still think the Bengals have proven it time and time again. They're a very good football team. The Jets. I mean, they added Aaron Rodgers and he played like dog shit last year. It could mean nothing. I still think the Bills are a better team than the Jets personally, especially with the dual tight end system with Dalton Knox and Dalton Kincaid. That could be a fucking problem. They copied us, dude. Fucking pussies. I guess we'll do these guys now since they got a new owner. We had them in the Zach Wilson tier, but that was mainly because we didn't really like what they had as an owner. Now that they have a new owner, things seem to be in a different direction for the Washington football team. We don't know if they're going to have a new name. I don't know what they are right now. They're probably changing it after this season again because I don't think the new owners like the team name at all. It fucking blows. So where are we putting Washington? I don't think they're a bottom. They're not Zach Wilson tier, and I really don't even think they're cannon fodder. They might be cannon fodder, but they're better than the Raiders significantly. Again, remember, they have a very good defense that's going to be fully healthy this year. Chase Young should be good to go immediately. He's having a great camp. They have good receivers. They have a good running back. Their offensive line is so-so. Quarterback is their biggest problem. What do we think? Oh, yeah, they want to go back to Redskins, but they're not going to get the Redskins back. They're going to have to go with... Again, Red Wolves is the easiest one. I'm telling you. Bring up Red Wolves to him. See how he responds to Red Wolves. Yeah, the petitions don't mean anything. They can't go back. FedEx, it's literal sponsorship issues. Yeah, they can. Yeah, the guy who owned the Red Wolves would have sold the fucking trademark. Yeah, that's two different things. College. Yeah, there is also Patriots in college. Patriots got to change their team name because there's a fucking the Liberty fucking Patriots. No. Doesn't matter. That's two different licensings for that. Unless the Arkansas Red Wolves own the professional and like the NFL licensing and like, I don't think that's how that works. Two different situations. I think literally the reason Washington didn't go with Red Wolves, because I think that's where they were initially going to go, is because they didn't want to pay the guy who bought the pro licensing for it, and the guy didn't want that much. It was like $100K. That's kind of how they work. It's not even that expensive. They're just going to buy the trademark from whatever name they want. Most of those guys that buy those trademarks literally don't even want that much. They'll sell it for like $100,000. They don't give a fuck. They bought it for like $20. They're like, yeah, I'll take 50,000. I don't give a fuck. It's just like, yeah, that's cool. You can have it. Some are saying that they did that so that way, who knows? So where do we think Washington goes? Up one? Yeah, I'm kind of thinking they belong in at least cannon fodder. Because again, the quarterback situation is really bad, and that's so important in the NFL. Are they better than the Raiders? I think their defense is better than the Raiders. New ownership hype, so that's cool. They got a better running game right now because Jacobs is out. They got better receivers. Yeah, they're better than the Raiders. The only thing the Raiders have more than them is a quarterback, and that's just Jimmy G. All right, so this looks good so far. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Yeah, I do like Eric Bieniemy calling shots there. I think that's a good situation for them. Let's ride. Where did we put the Broncos? We've had them at the very end of mid last time. We were pretty kind to the Broncos. I don't know if they've earned any way to get moved up or if they're just going to kind of stick where they stick and maybe they're better, maybe they're not. I do like that Sean Payton was talking all that crazy shit, so I like that. They all seem very competent. Russell Wilson looks like a much different quarterback already. I don't know if you guys have looked around, or watched anything. Russell actually looks like a good quarterback so far this camp. Like he looks like I don't like to say the old Russ, but he looks a lot more like the old Russell Wilson this year. I have no idea why it looks so night and day. Like personally, if I was to make a change here, I think they're better than both of these two teams. Like that's kind of, because again, Denver's defense is going to be right around top 10. There literally no one scores on that fucking football team, and if their offense can score 21 to 24 a game, they can win. They can very well win like 9-10 games. You got to remember their defense. I think it was something like if Denver could have scored like 19 points a game, they would have won like 12 games last year. Yeah, the coaching was terrible. The fucking everything was bad last year in Denver. I'm giving it a mulligan year, and I'm going to say Russ recovers and plays good, but for right now, it's kind of just like, but I do think they're better than the Vikings and Steelers, and I think that's kind of hard to debate. Commanders defense, immovable wall, Jimmy G, brittle spear. Yeah, basically that's how I view that situation as well. Oh yeah. You figured out that Brett Favre retired after the Bountygate. He retired due to injury after Bountygate. I have no idea why fucking Aaron Rodgers is playing with that man. He literally put down his daddy. Literally retired him. It's like, Aaron. Oh, time is a flat circle, my friend. Yeah, I know all the dirty parts of the NFL, and I think it's very funny that this could happen in the direct way, and everybody in Denver will cheer the end of Aaron Rodgers, and it'll be very funny. Because Denver people, they're like the Philly fans that no one knows about. All right, I think we're doing pretty good here. I like Denver where we got them. Buffalo. We have them about here. Their inability to beat the Bengals has to keep them beneath them, correct? These New York Giants playoff keep. Yeah, that's how. That's kind of where we have that, Mike. Yeah, I think the Giants right now have a little bit more surefire of an offense. We know what we're gonna get out of them. We'll do the Bears next. Favre retires and then goes back to the same conference as Peyton, and gets his ass beat by Peyton's Saints. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's very funny. I don't think Rodgers will go back to the NFC though. I think it might happen a year early. Yeah, I think the Bills and Jets kind of just stay the same. There may not be another team added to the great list. That might be the end of the great list, unless the Lions get thrown up there at the end. But I don't think they're deserving. Oh, there's one more team. Anyway, let's go to the Bears. Yeah, no, it's a funny thing. Are the Bears rebuild? Are we kind enough to throw them a rebuilding bone? Do we think we should? It kind of seems like they're doing the rebuilding. This is mainly because we all just hate Chicago. That's why they're in this part. Literally, I don't even think I don't even think we objectively said anything about this. I think we anchored them as the worst team in the NFL, which is a very funny thing that we did with this list. Yeah, I would say they're in the rebuilding. They're going to be like the worst team in this list, though. Defense is ass. Yeah, offense might be pretty solid with DJ Moore. I kind of like that. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we're kind of all in agreement on that. Yeah, they're rebuilding. Yeah, we were fucking joking around with them last time just because, they didn't have anything. They didn't even have DJ Moore yet at this when we made this last year. I don't think. Or when we made this previously. Jaguars. Where are we putting these dudes? Where did we have them last? Oh, we had them up in the really good teams. Holy shit, we had them rated high. Oh, you're still on Cincy? Oh, yeah, I'd move up a little bit, Mike. Oh, I'm Buffalo. We're not that far behind. Where are we? What about the Jags? Is it similar spot? Are they better than Buffalo? Or I don't think they're better than the Ravens. I do think that they're better than the Chargers and the Titans, though. I still think, yeah, I don't know. I think adding DJ Chark is huge. No, they didn't get DJ Chark. That was the Panthers. Calvin Ridley's looked like a fucking menace. I don't know if you guys have watched this dude. Calvin Ridley looks like he's possessed by every single demon available. And he's just fucking letting them run. Dude. It's like a whole different human being compared to the other receivers on that field. And it's not like the fucking Jaguars didn't have good receivers. He doesn't even look like the same old receiver. He looks like a reborn man. Have you seen him fucking moving compared to fucking... Yeah, fucking... He's gonna be a problem. Oh my god, dude. He like they showed last year's number 1 running a route and he looked really good and fluid. And then they show this fucking menace, Calvin Ridley, come flying. He's like, fucking cuts so fucking hard. It looks like he almost hurt himself. Makes a perfect catch. It's just like, oh yeah, I forgot. He was really good before he went crazy. I had like completely forgotten he was the shit before he got, dude, lost his mind and gambled. Yeah, dude. Yeah, he fucking grew his dreads out and shit. He's on his name isn't even Calvin Ridley anymore. It's Abraham Rahim Al Mahar, and he's just a whole different man. He's like, gambling's haram. I'm fucking different now. And it's like, oh no, he's got the long Arab name now. He's got braids. He's got a long Arab name. He's wearing black cleats. Everything's a fucking problem with this guy. He's a whole menace these days. Yeah, Ridley's ready for a revenge year, so I kind of like what I'm seeing out of that. Dude, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen some of these, hold on, I'm gonna risk it. I don't think I'll get suspended for showing this because, people on Twitter don't get DMC'd for it. I just want to show you what I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. Perfect. This is literally the perfect thing of what I'm trying to discuss. Let me show you. All right, hold on. Yeah, that's a hilarious way to start this. Let me mute this. All right, here's Zay Jones, their number 1 receiver last year. That's a normal, that's really good. He looks pretty solid, right? All right, here comes Calvin Ridley's stupid ass. Look at this. Dog, that is completely, dude, that is a different beast of a man. I'm telling you, he's got the black cleats on and shit, dude. He's a whole different menace, dude. That man is playing with some kind of new redefined purpose that hasn't been seen in a long time. He's out here like Kobe after the rape charges. He's trying to prove his innocence on the field. He's going to make every single person try to forget that he got in trouble for gambling. He's like, if I fucking catch 170 balls for like 8,000 yards, ain't nobody ever going to forget what I ever want to forget. Ooh. Yeah, that guy scared the shit out of me. When I first seen that, I was like, Jesus. Why is he running that route so hard? Was that a different angle of the same thing? Let me dude, it's like a hilarious, like, why is he running like this? Yeah, dude, look at how hard he's running these fucking routes. Like, look at this. Look how hard he's moving, dude. Why is he running this hard? Like the it's like he's full ass striding. And look at this, dude. Look at his legs. Look how hard he's striding. Look at this. This man's full striding in training camp. Pumping his arms as fast as humanly possible. Look at this. He's literally playing fucking... Oh my god, dude. All right, then we'll get back to the Dude, this isn't even what he was before. This is not the same. This is a dude that is possessed by something. Look at how hard he's running, dude. It's hilarious. He's playing mid-game speed for some reason. I'm telling you, I don't know why he's mid-game speed. Yeah, Cleveland fought at training camp. Teams fight at NFL training camp all the time. It's like so it's not a thing. I don't know why everyone's acting like it's a big deal when teams fight at training camp. It's funny, but it's the bigger story is why the hell their dumbass coach made him start running fucking drills right after. Like what? Anyway, let's rate the Browns. Speak of the devil. Where'd we have them in mid-tier teams? Oh, we had them as cannon fodder. I think they're a little bit better. I think we can bump them up. I think they're better than the Steelers. Watson looks all right in camp so far. They actually look pretty solid. They're going to be healthy this year. I think in all honesty, they're probably ahead of the Steelers. And they're like the same team as the Vikings. I can't put them higher than that. Well, I mean, the Steelers. If the Browns are good, they're going to be a very good football team. Like that's I don't even know. Like if Watson's back, they're good. Yeah, Browns O-line should be healthy. Like honestly, fucking, they're better than the Vikings. They're right there. If Watson's good, they immediately move up into a top 10 team in the NFL. Like that's the thing. Like their roster is really good, and with fucking well playing Deshaun Watson, that's a near Super Bowl team. If we can be honest, their defense is good, is damn near elite when healthy. If not, pretty much elite when healthy. I mean, they were barely healthy last year, and they were fucking slugfesting it with teams last year by the end of the season. So I think Cleveland's probably right there. Hold on. You guys fine with me doing this? I have the Panthers and the Falcons in the rebuilding. Hard to judge. I guess we can throw Houston up there again at the end of the line. I don't think Houston did anything to get worse, and I think they actually had a pretty good draft. But they're still borderline a Zach Wilson team. Damn, two teams actually beat the one team beat the allegations. So did the Commanders. Man, look at that. The Commanders and the Bears got out of the list. They got out the brink. Damn, dude, the Colts really are the worst team in the AFC, probably. And the Texans. He's going to be stuck on... I don't know what's going to happen with Jonathan Taylor. I guess we stay tuned. Just start Stroud. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. But again, they're rebuilding. I think they're in the right... I think these teams are in the right spot. There is a new team, though. Tampa Bay. We had them in the pretty much cannon fodder list last time. Do we put them back in the cannon fodder? Or do we throw them into the Zach Wilson tier? Because they're bad. Like, Tampa's going to be a bad football team. They're clearly tanking. They're very obviously tanking. I'm pretty sure if you made the right calls, you can get Mike Evans or Chris Godwin for the right price. You could get both of them. I'm 90% positive about that. I wouldn't be shocked by the end of the year. Here's a hot take. Mike Evans will not finish the year as a Buccaneer. And I don't know about Chris Godwin. He probably won't either. They'll trade them in the middle of the year. Yeah, they're a Zach Wilson team. I think they're worse than the Cardinals, and honestly, they might be the worst team in football this year. They're back to the Succaneers. No, dude. Yeah, no. Evans will hit 1,000 yards. He just, it won't be a buck. Yeah, it's bad. The Buccaneers are in real bad shape right now. I find them to might be the worst. No, I think the Cardinals are only the worst because they're injured. I think the Buccaneers, they're healthy. They're not even starting the year without their quarter. They're just a bad team. If Arizona was healthy, I'd have them up in the fucking probably as a mid-tier team. You mean Mike Evans? All right, Dallas Cowboys. They're an interesting little squad. They're in the really good, I would say. Do they stay at the end of this list? Do we think that they're better than the Jaguars or the Ravens? I don't think so. I don't see any reason why Dallas would be worse or any better than where we had them before. I think this is an appropriate spot. I could be convinced Gilmore was a pretty good pickup. I think Trayvon and Diggs and Gilmore is a pretty good duo. You can convince me that they're better than the Jags with that. Still have a lot of questions about their offense. Again, I don't really trust Dak. He might throw a lot of picks again this year. But again, new offensive coordinator, so new system, so they might be a little behind. There's a few things that are just kind of weird. I like Peterson more than I like McCarthy as a coach. So I think this is good. I think it's a solid spot. Because again, I don't think Dallas is a mid-tier team. They're clearly way too talented to be in that tier. But so I heard that Dak was better and Josh Allen was overrated. Dak gets shit on a lot, but I don't know. He throws a lot of picks. All right, let's do the worst team left. Dolphins good there. Oh, Chargers might trade Mike Williams? Oh, I didn't know that. I doubt that. Everyone always says they might trade Mike Williams. All right, let's move on to the next team. I'm being the completely least biased person on here. That was actually an accident, but it turned out to be a good accident, so I just kind of rolled with it. All right, where do we put these dickheads? We have them up here last time, I believe. Do we still hold this to be true? Or do we think the Lions might be better than the Dolphins now? Or do we possibly move one of those two up? Dolphins could be with the Chargers. Always injured. They would be ahead of the Chargers, I think, personally. Lions are better. Yeah, Lions maybe. That is putting Miami in my top 10, basically, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't know if I have Miami as a top 10 team. Behind the Titans. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, but I think that fuck no, they're not really better than any of these. They beat the Ravens and they beat the Lions last year, but that's kind of like I don't. I don't. I kind of don't want to throw them in my joke category here. This category is supposed to be kind of a meme category, and I don't want to use 3 teams because then it's just I should just make it like the injured category, and that's not very funny. Um, and I don't really like rate teams on injuries. These are mainly 2 teams that just kind of blow it every year. Also, regardless of injury, they just kind of blow it. Like the Dolphins are just a team of hype, but so are the Lions. Like the same reason you'd be hype for the Lions is why you'd be hype for the Dolphins. What's up, Trey? But again, I don't know if I really like the offensive line situation for Miami. They just lost Jalen Ramsey, and their secondary was very suspect without him last year, and it's going to be bad again this year till December. That actually kind of hurts them, in my opinion, losing Jalen Ramsey. I think them losing that defensive piece and the fact that they've already had the weak secondary heading in, that the fact they had to go sign Eli Apple, plus a weak offensive line. I don't really know what they did to fix that, and they have Tua. Yeah, they're rebuilding. That's where they were last time, and it's ordered right, so you can read this as 1 through however you want to read it. Yeah, Dolphins signed Eli Apple. Yeah, I know. It's very funny with the history. No, that doesn't feel right. That feels pretty good. Chargers, if we weren't memeing with the Chargers, they would probably be up in this list. But we're going to meme with the Chargers and keep them down there. This is a very confusing top 10 list. You could put them as like actually number 6. But they're also this number, whatever that happens to be. All right, I think that's. Are you guys good with Miami being there, or should I move them? Because I also don't disagree with this, but I still think that Miami, with full health, is better than the Jaguars at least. Mike's like, I don't. They're fucking garbage. My only debate, I just don't want to put him in my injured teams thing because that's supposed to it can't get any bigger. Or else I'm just gonna niche all I'll just make 32 niche categories for one for every team, and it's gonna be very funny to watch me fill it in. Then you'll know what I think of each team. Piss ass awful, but probably good. The Bills. To be like, how is the number fucking 4 team piss ass awful, but okay, actually pretty good. You know what I mean? Like that, you know. So I think this is a good spot for them. Man, that Lions pick just makes me look so biased. I hate the fact that I like the Lions. New Orleans, what are we thinking? Where do we have them last time? Cannon fodder. Michael Thomas is back and looking healthy. Alvin Kamara should be able to play most of the season. They got a quarterback in Derek Carr. What are we about the same spot? Like, I don't think they're cannon fodder anymore. And if they are, they're kind of like the leaders of the cannon fodder group. I do think they are the best team in their division. But I kind of still think they're cannon fodder, to be honest. I think they're worse than. I think that's about the right spot for them until they can kind of prove that they're not like garbage. They're kind of poorly coached. in a bad division, and they still don't stand out. They have two good players in Carr and Thomas, but we don't really know if Thomas can stay healthy to like making a significant difference. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. We have to see it all kind of play out first. If they can prove it, then yeah, we'll move them. But until then we got to at least. Oh, we're almost at the end. All right, cool. We have 3 left to place. Let's go with the Rams. We have no idea what that team's going to look like this year. Are they cannon fodder? But like the best cannon fodder? Or are they hard to judge? I have no idea. We have them in this category last time. Wi-Fi is shitting the bed. I'm sorry to hear, Kevin. It's kind of tough for me to decide with this with these guys. I'm saving the best for last. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know if they're rebuilding. They've kind of denied that they are, so I take team's word. If they say they're not rebuilding, then they're a fucking garbage football team. You know what I mean? It's like, why not just admit you're retooling for a year? You know what? I have a Hail Mary we can make right now. LA Rams. Boom, baby. How do you like them apples? That's a pretty good strategy right there. We'll make it fucking pink. Oh no, that's the same color as the Zach Wilson one. Light pink. There we go. The LA Rams. I think that's a good way to put them. There we go. I think we're really good at making categories on this channel. Do you think this is a cohesive fucking way to do a tier list? Having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 categories. I think this is a very specific way, you know. It's good for the game. Anyone who watches is gonna be like, "Is this a fucking series?" And then they're gonna look at it and be like, "It's actually not that bad." All right. What about Seattle? By the way, I put them right here because I don't think the Rams are any better than any of these teams, but I think they're better than all of these teams. If that makes any sense for placement. Like, I don't know if they could beat these 4 teams, but I know they'd probably fucking smoke these 5 or 7 losers. Just on coaching alone versus these guys, and because these guys are shitty. Where did we put Seattle last time? In the mid tier. Are we thinking that again? Is Seattle just kind of a mid tier team? They look like they added some pretty good fucking pieces on that. I have them about here personally. What are we thinking? Any big opinions on the Seahawks? Or I don't think they're a really good team yet. I don't really trust Geno. Like, if Geno can come out and show me that like last year wasn't a fluke, yeah, I think they're a really good team. But until then, I gotta see Geno do it a little bit more. So, with that being the kind of caveat, I don't know if that's right. That might be too high. But I do like them picking up another corner in Witherspoon. I think that's a slick draft pick. I like their secondary right now. It's going to be fucking devastating. That sucks, that Kevin. Yeah, Kenneth Walker's dealing with an injury, and so is somebody else. You're right. All right, that's solid reasoning. I'll push him back a couple. Very good. What are we thinking? Just about there, right behind the Browns. So no real movement for them. They kind of just stay kind of in the middle of this pack. Alrighty. We saved the best for last. They're better than everybody in the Zach Wilson tier. Despite our loss to the Bears last year, we're still better than everyone in this. We're better than the LA Rams. We're in the LA Rams tier. I'm going to put the Patriots in the LA Rams tier. It's like Dude, it's like, Rob, get them fucking out of there. You can't be putting random ass teams into the Rams tier list. All right. So the real debate is, you guys are going to have to talk me out of the number 3 DVOA defense with 2 rookies as corners isn't going to be the number 1 defense in football. We're not going to have one of the top 3 special teams. And our offense with Bill O'Brien is geared to be a top 10 unit potentially. I have us as at least a top 7 team. Until we see games, we don't really know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to put him this high. Here's where I honestly have the Patriots. I think they're... I still think it kind of lines up like that. I'm not really sure, though. I think I kind of like the Patriots offseason of getting Christian Gonzalez. I like that they added Mike Gesicki. I think I like the Juju move quite a bit, too. I like them signing Bill O'Brien quite a bit. I think they're better. I would put them ahead of the Giants, if I'm being completely honest. I think they have better receivers than the Giants do right now. Tight end system's better in New England. Giants have a better running back, but the Patriots have a better running system. Quarterback plays, I'll give the slight nod to Jones. By the way, I did that on purpose. I hope one of you guys at least laughed at that joke. I'll give to Daniel Jones because he can run and throw, and he's kind of like looks like he turned that corner. Again, I think Mac's going to prove he's a guy this year, but whatever. I'm glad somebody understood that joke. So I was like, that's a good joke, and I hope at least a couple people understand that joke. I give the nod to Jones. Which Jones? Jones, the white Jones. It's like, why'd you say it like that? It's like, well, they're both white guys, right? It's like the one who is really white. Mac's a cool guy, you know. He knows all the handshakes and all the slaps and shit. Like, Daniel Jones looks like if you went to try and give him anything other than a traditional handshake, he'd be like, he'd be going into shake and he'd be like, and just trying to like shake up and down because, you know, he doesn't look like a very cool guy. I'm going to put them ahead of the Giants because of that. I think that's fair. Because of handshake skills, I'm pretty sure I want to put Mac ahead of him. I think they're very similar teams, though, to be honest with you. I want to download this. Hooray! All right, so this is our power rankings. I think they're set, right? Dude, I can't even fit the whole fuck... Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can. All right, so this is kind of how things have changed. It's kind of fun to look at now. Our 1 through 5 in the last one was the Chiefs, Bengals, Eagles, 49ers, and Bills. Our new top 5 is the Chiefs, Eagles, Bengals, Bills, and we threw the Jets a bone. We gave them a very high preseason ranking. They're the preseason champions after all. They won the offseason. You give them a little credit. On paper, they should be a Super Bowl contender. So I as much as I hate it and think it's going to fail, on paper it's very good. Like trying to find holes in that is basically just me and Mike just going, yeah, but they'll fail because, you know, they don't like each other. Even though it's just Aaron and all his buddies. It's just like, boy, I hope they regress. That old New York Jets curse. Hopefully it hits. That's basically what my takeaway on them is. So I kind of like that top 5. Top 10, and the other one was the Jets at 6, Dolphins at 7, Lions at 8, Jaguars at 9, and we had the Vikings at 10. A little different now. At 5, we have the Detroit Lions. Oh, no, wait, hold on. At 6, we have the Detroit Lions. At 7, we have the 49ers. They had quite the precipitous drop. At number 8, we have the Baltimore Ravens, who had the biggest jump. They went all the way up. Where were they last time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. They jumped up 10 spots to number 8. They had a very good offseason, this means. Dolphins fell back like a couple spots. They're at number 9. Not that big a deal. And the Jaguars, will fall back to 10. Cowboys fall to 11. Chargers fall to 12. Titans 13. But they're kind of like, if we were actually being honest, the Titans would be probably right after the Jets. But we gotta keep it. We gotta go for the jokes. And then the rest of it kind of pans out pretty similarly. Tampa Bay had quite a hard fall. The Raiders had pretty good fall. The Broncos moved back a little bit. Oh no, they moved up quite a bit actually. Cleveland moved up quite a bit. Yeah, things look pretty good. I think the Steelers went back a little bit, but only because a couple more teams moved up, I think, ahead of where they are at. I don't know. I think that's a pretty good list, everybody. Anything else going on you guys want to talk about real quick? I think I'm going to get out of here in a little bit. It's been quite a long stream. Damn, we had 100 views on an NFL stream before it went final. Look at us. NFL slowly coming back. We had 18 likes. That's pretty good. This is a really solid NFL stream, guys. I appreciate that. 109 views. Wow. That's almost double what we had the last 2 streams. By the time they went final, I think we had 50 views on one and like fucking 48 on the other. They've gotten up to about 80 each, so I appreciate everybody watching and everything. I understand that we're just getting back in NFL content, so. But this is our preseason rankings. I think these are pretty good. 1 through 32. I think we have the Jets a little too high rated. I think the Lions maybe a little too high rated. 49ers as well, but things will adjust as the season goes. We have something we can build on now. If I want to do a week to week power ranking, we can do this. We can do that now. I think as the season progresses, I think we'll do a we have the preseason power ranking. Then after the preseason, I want to do another one of these, and then we're going to probably weekly do this and build off that. I think this is a very good power ranking. I don't know how I should do it in terms of like, should I just make it a video or should we always stream it? You know what I mean? I mean, it could be a really quick thing, like the adjustments. I don't know if it's going to be worth a stream every single week to bicker about power rankings. What do you guys think? I value your guys' opinions because you're actually here at these kind of streams in July, so. I'll ask other people at different streams what they want to do about that, but I can just upload them. It's not that big. I could just like make this private content and build on it week to week and see where we get to by the end. But then it's non-collaborative. And eventually this could be a stream where I have people come on the air, like if Ben wants to come on or if Nicholas wants to come on. I like talking with you guys. Maybe Kenny can come on every so often or something. Kenny's going to be starting back. Kenny's going to be living in the dorms, so it's going to be tough for him. The internet, the dorms are fucking garbage. Be tough to stream on him. I don't know if you're even allowed to. You can upload stuff, of course, but I don't know if you're allowed to stream on college Wi-Fi. No idea. But all right, anybody got anything else? Let's see. Content plans though. Tomorrow work till 10. I don't know. Good game tomorrow. I think we might play some games tomorrow because when I get out of work, I'm gonna want to blow steam off. So we could probably play Red Dead tomorrow. I was gonna play that tonight, but then I was just like, I was literally gonna flip these around and like do this tomorrow night and like do the Red Dead tonight, but I was like, I really don't feel like fucking playing that right now. So I'll save that for tomorrow night. That'll be a fun night. It'll be Cowboy night tomorrow. I'll set my colors to a different color, like green or something. Blood red. Be like, all right, welcome to the wild, wild west. We'll have I'll fake a cowboy. I'll figure out a cowboy voice. I think that'll be a good time. All right. Anybody got anything? I'm gonna get out of here. If not, it's midnight now. So, well, thank you guys for a fun day of streams. Tigers game went pretty cool. This went really good. These are always really fun. I enjoy doing these. You know what's weird is like this is a very argumentative channel on everything except power rankings, which is the weirdest fucking. That was the most cohesive thing this channel's ever done. Every time we do power rankings, we all just kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. Like no one really fights that hard. Like we couldn't even like do drafting was a nightmare on this fucking channel a little bit. It gets kind of stressful. Doing power rankings is as easy as everyone just kind of going, yeah, we kind of. And that's a little worrisome. I hope people, well, once the season gets going, it'll be pretty easy to disagree. And that's where the fun will come in, I think. Because right now we're just kind of going off like baseline assumptions and we all kind of, you know, we're all not football illiterate, so we kind of have a good idea. Yeah, but like even if they weren't super specific, like, hold on. Get their own spot, best team, great teams, really good teams, always injured teams, mid-tier teams, pretty much cannon fodder. The LA Rams, hard to judge. Zach Wilson. Oh, that's true. Yeah, and it's kind of boring. I'm not gonna lie, I like my fucking tier list names. I like the specifics. It makes it much easier to put teams in where they belong, right? No, you're fine, Kenny. You're fine. Spend as much time with family as you can. You're off to college in a couple weeks. I'm sure you're getting nervous about that one. That's gonna be a fun time, Kenny. Living in the dorms. Have you figured out what dorm you're in yet? It's always one of the funnest parts of college. That was a fun part of college to me, was the dorms I lived in twice. That was a good time. I actually quite enjoyed the dorms. But me and my fucking roommates I got along well with my freshman year roommates. Those guys were hilarious. It's an older dorms. Cool. Cool. Just don't be a narc, man. Just don't be a narc. But also, you know, don't get yourself in trouble. Like, don't let people take advantage of you so you get in trouble. But also, just don't be a narc. Like, if it doesn't involve you, don't worry about it. If it directly could fuck you over, you know, you know, maybe ask me about it first. Kenny, just know you can always, if you run into a weird situation and you don't know what to do, you can ask me if you don't want to ask your parents about it. Like you're gonna be 20, or yeah, you'll be 20 or 19, so I understand that there might be some things that are kind of like awkward to talk. I mean, you can ask your parents too, but if you don't, you know, like certain like moves to make socially, so you don't fucking ruin your reputation. I can help you out with those. Because those can get kind of tricky. If you make the wrong move, then everyone hates you. I made a bad move my freshman year and stayed friends with someone who cheated on somebody, and everybody was pissed at me for doing that. You could. But also, more than likely, if you're not drinking and you're not participating in the alcohol consumption, what are they gonna charge you with a nuisance, like attending a public nuisance? But I've been to plenty of parties that have been broken up by the cops, and I don't drink alcohol. And even if I was drinking, I never got it. It's very hard to get in trouble for drinking at college. I'm going to be honest. You got to be fucking up. Your ass has to be actively chugging in front of cops, looking like a young kid, making a fool of yourself. Ben can probably confirm that it's really actually hard to get a Dewey, MIP or a Dewey or MIP or alcohol charge in college, literally unless you're being a fucking dipshit, like screaming at the top of your lungs for some reason because I don't know. What's up, Dominic? You missed the whole stream. It's midnight. I'm getting out of here, guys. Yeah, it's August, July 31st. Got one more day till August. Ooh. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here, though. I'm pretty much done. If you want to watch it, you can get the full reasoning behind everybody where we put them. I don't know. I think people will like it. There's 8 people listening at the end of the stream at midnight, and that's pretty high numbers for this channel. So the stream obviously was going pretty good. All right, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the likes and everything like that. Thank you for a fun time. If you're just tuning in, just go to the start if you really want to watch it all the way through. It's up to you. But you can kind of see the conclusion of where we've come to. So it kind of spoiled it. I think you do a video out of this, I think. Have a good night. See you Tuesday, Dominic. I'm sorry, Dominic. I mean, you'll be able to watch it. It was pretty good. I'm sorry you missed it, man. All right, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If I'll stream tomorrow. We'll probably play some games or something. I just didn't feel like gaming tonight. I was just like, oh, fuck that. Tomorrow we'll figure that out, though. All right. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Go Lions. Go Pet Tigers. And, of course, it's always go Patriots. Again, that's go Lions, go Tigers. And, of course, it's always go Pats. And I'll see you next time.